Good morning. It's Lucy here from Catching Rainbows, and I just wanted to put a message out to say that if you are feeling as though this Christmas is one of the hardest Christmases you've ever had, after one of the toughest years that you've ever had, then just know that you are not alone, because it seems to us here at Catching Rainbows that actually it's been one of those years for pretty much everybody who is in this evolution kind of boat. And basically every client seems to have been struggling more than ever, going through the most devastating loss and difficulty and trauma and disappointment and waiting. And to us it feels instinctively like something's up with this year. There's a big change coming. I mean, if you look at what's going on in the world right now in terms of Donald Trump and everything that's going on in America, all this awareness being raised about all the issues with the plastic and climate change, and here in the UK we've got all these messy shenanigans going on with Brexit. It just feels like a very ugly but raw kind of year. Like, stuff is getting stirred up, and honestly everything has to completely break before it can get fixed. And actually that's true of us as well. So there is a wave of children coming in at the moment, and they have just started, but I swear there's been very few coming through this year. Just drip, little tiny dribs and drabs of sparks of light starting to come through. And this is what generally happens, is sometimes we have a year where we just feel like everyone's really struggling, everything's against you, everything's breaking you down, and then whatever it is that you get forced to do as a result of that breaking equips you with some new set of life skills, a new revelation, a new way of perceiving the world and the kind of person that you're going to be, the kind of parent that you're going to be. And I know that that totally sucks, and that is no consolation, and a lot of you were already amazing to begin with. You don't need more tests or challenges, and that's the most annoying thing anyone can say. So I don't really mean it like that. It's just that these babies are waiting. A few years ago, there was a wave of rainbow babies coming after the crystals and the indigos, where they are cultivating change in the world. And the world is forever evolving, and humankind is changing. And you only have to look at, 50 years ago, you couldn't even be gay, without facing a lot of prejudice and trauma. And, we have come a long way since then. So look at what's going on now. 5 years ago, these rainbow children came in, and they have stirred up a huge amount of change. In fact, they were coming in more like 10 years ago, 10 to 5, and they are struggling. These are the kids who are very sensitive, they are very psychic, they are intuitive, they are creative, they are struggling in our school systems, they are pushing for change, and they are going through a lot of behavioural issues because they are trying to change the system. And then recently, the babies who are starting to come through are just as sensitive, in terms of just as intuitive, but they are very grounded in their bodies. They are coping much better with their surroundings and the sort of stimuli that's coming in. But they are very observational, very kind, very peaceful souls. But I think this new wave is coming in as the world needs it to. And they are pushing you as parents to really step up and be the best version of yourself that you can be. And there's nothing like being completely broken and feeling like you know what isolation is, to end up the kind of person who can gift so much kindness and compassion to children coming into your life, to have that respectful, loving friendship. So please don't feel like this is the struggle that's just endless and it's all going to be darkness. You are working towards something, you are getting somewhere, and no matter which door your child chooses to come through, you are the kind of parent who is willing to go out and build that bridge for them. So never forget, the hard work that you are doing is building this ripple effect. And if you are struggling at the moment, we just send you so much love, and just to let you know that you are not alone, and things are going to get better, and cracks of light are beginning to appear. So if Christmas is really tough for you, then use it as an opportunity to have some respite, to have some time out from the world, from having to put on the mask and all of that stuff, and from us to you. Lots of love.